Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of parents sharing their story of having a child or a baby with calcium and protein allergy. Today, we have Abbie on the show, and Abbie is a mother of one, baby Aurora. And baby Aurora has been diagnosed with calcium and protein allergy, but also other allergies. So she has multiple allergies. So thank you very much, Abbie, for agreeing to be on the show. I like to call it the show. I know you've got baby Rory there. You're breastfeeding
Yeah.
her, so if she wakes up, that's just gonna bring some light to the show. But I know you've had a bit of a journey yourself with baby Rory. So please, this program, I think, I hope that mothers out there will watch and then be inspired to do something, because too often we see that parents go way too long before they have their child diagnosed with calcium and protein allergy. So you are a perfect example of that, Abbie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Rory had her injections, her normal sort of after, I can't remember if they finished at 4 months, 3 months. And she started getting really mucousy nappies, and we were told at the time over and over again that's really normal. She also had other symptoms. She had dry skin, eczema, pulling her knees up, wasn't sleeping much, but we didn't really put two and two together because we'd never heard of CMPA. I had no idea there was anything about it. Everybody kept telling us it's really normal for a baby to, not sleep well. They don't sleep well. They do cry. They have bad nappies sometimes. That's just part of being a mum. You just got to put up with all this. And it wasn't till she tried a little bit of chocolate. She tasted a little bit when she was probably about 5 months. I put some on her tongue to try, and she instantly came up in hives. I thought, hang on a minute, something isn't right here. And I spoke to my friend who is also a dietitian, who said, have you looked into CMPA, and recommended Nishti, yourself, to us, and it was from there really.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for your friend,
we took her to the doctors. Then they were really dismissive with her. He told me not to give her chocolate again. That was probably chocolate that was the problem. So, and to be honest, I think if I would have not spoken to my friend, I probably would have been like, yeah, actually, he's probably right. She's just too young for chocolate. So,
yeah,
and not put all of the pieces together.
And it's hard, isn't it, because I didn't know about it until I started in pediatrics, and then it is unfortunate. Well, it is the most common food allergy in the world, but we still don't know about it. So hopefully, this is going to help other people. But what's a little bit worrying about your story is the fact that if it wasn't for your friend, where would you have been, right?
Yeah.
Because you went to the GP. Did you see other healthcare professionals? Or?
We saw a nurse after her immunisations, because you book in at the GP and you don't always get to see who you want to see. So we've seen a nurse, and we spoke to a health visitor over the phone, but they were both quite dismissive really of her symptoms. So it's normal baby
behavior. So the symptoms you mentioned, Abbie, and we just need to make it clear again that Abbie is still breastfeeding Rory. So basically she is reacting through your breast milk, even then.
Yep.
Before the chocolate. In the stools, mucus in the stools, or even a very chesty baby, and where you can just hear it, and then they blame it on a chest infection. And yes, it could be a chest infection, but the amount of babies I've seen where it actually is calcium and protein allergy is, again, countless. So mucus in the stools, arching the back were the two of her symptoms.
Yeah.
And not sleeping well.
Very windy, a lot of wind problem.
Now, the sleeping well, I just want to touch upon that a little bit, because it's a very controversial symptom. Because I have seen, and I know there isn't enough science to back this up, that children with calcium and protein allergy will not sleep well. Some will not sleep well. As soon as you remove the dairy, sleep will improve. I'm not here to tell you that suddenly your baby will magically sleep 8 hours a day. That's not what I'm saying. But I've seen children only present with just that one symptom. And that to me is like mind-blowing, because too often we just blame it on the fact that children don't sleep well. And yes, it could be that, but we also need to think that maybe there is something else going on. So very interesting. So as you went dairy-free, has sleep improved and all the other symptoms?
Yeah, we went dairy-free, and we, to be honest, for the first sort of couple of weeks, it was slow going, and I think she was probably just still reacting because she'd had it for so long through my milk. It was just leaving her system. But after about 3 weeks, she was so much better. She was like completely different. And actually, I probably would have stopped there. I wouldn't have noticed her other allergies before we started the weaning. It was only after the weaning started that we noticed the other allergies, but she was so much better, so much better.
Yes, yes. And with terms of the other allergies, Abbie, I think we spoke about, because the dry skin, oh God, I forgot to mention the dry skin and the eczema. To me, whenever I have a child that has dry skin or eczema, I think possible multiple allergies. And again, just from experience. So we were a little bit careful. We introduced the allergens very carefully into Rory's diet. And she has soya allergy. She has, I mean, you introduced eggs, which I think was very brave. And she definitely has egg allergy.
Yep.
And then obviously there are the other top allergens that you were introducing as well. But so how about your experience now? You know, obviously you are now an expert in calcium and protein allergy. You've done all your reading and all of that. How do you find that you meet other mothers that have been in the same situation as you, or in the same situation as you?
Definitely. The amount now I sit there and mother will tell me about how bad their child has reflux, and they've been to the doctors and they've been given, reflux medication. I think, well, there's probably a reason that your child's got reflux. You're not treating the cause, you're treating the symptoms. And I sit there and they'll just roll their eyes at me now, because I'm like, he's probably allergic to cow's milk.
I haven't told Abbie to say this. I promise you out there listening to this, I have not told her, but I agree with you, Abbie, because there's always a cause. This is not to say that the only cause is always calcium protein allergy, but we have to think that if a child has reflux, mucus in the stools, arching the back, blah, 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 there is a cause. And so do they believe the GP more than you, I assume?
Yeah, they go with the GPs, right? But,
That's why, I've done training for GPs around calcium and protein allergy. They are such an essential group, and even health visitors, because they are your first point of call. You wouldn't necessarily think you need a dietitian to help you with it, but actually we can diagnose and treat nutrition-related problems such as calcium and protein allergy. And actually the GP, they're not necessarily experts in this field. Most of them will ring a dietitian. So, and also I very much believe that although I'm a healthcare professional or someone else is, why should we just trust someone who's wearing a uniform and who has a university degree? I believe in using your own mind and do your own research, because knowledge is power. And don't just trust anything anyone says. Do your own research. I'm quite passionate about that, as you know, Rory. So how is, not, did I just call you Rory? I mean Abbie. So how is Rory now? I hope she wakes up because she's so sweet, and maybe we could see her if you wanted to share that with the audience. But how is she now? How are you coping being dairy-free, soya-free, egg-free? How are you coping with that?
It was a bit overwhelming at first, and it was a bit scary because you don't know about the may contains, and there's different words for milk that they put on the back, like whey and things like that. But now I think there's a lot of groups on Facebook of mums who have done it before, and there's your group on Facebook as well, and there's a lot of people out there who are sharing their own experiences, which have, when you know where to look, that have helped, like where to buy bread and where to get pasta and stuff like that. It's really beneficial.
It's a community, isn't it, of other people that have gone through the same journey. So there are many wonderful groups. There is cow's milk protein allergy support group. I've got a group as well called Cow's Milk Protein Allergy Support Group with dietitian Nishti. So there are many groups out there, and you can even ask questions in there. Sometimes I've seen answers that aren't necessarily correct coming from other mothers, but it's still a support network, and I think that's vital when you are in this sort of situation. So Abbie, for anyone watching, I just have this feeling that if someone's watching this video and they're thinking, oh my God, that's me, and my child probably has cow's milk protein allergy. What do I do? What do I do now? And how do I know if my child has cow's milk protein allergy? What would you say to someone now, where they may question whether they have cow's milk protein allergy, but they're not getting the support from their GP necessarily?
I'd say trust your instincts. I think when your baby's not right. I'd only known Rory for a short time before I knew, something is wrong here. And I wish that I hadn't have trusted in the healthcare professionals at the time when I thought something was wrong. So I'd say if you think it's wrong, then find somebody that will listen to you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is very common, that mothers say they weren't listened to. And that's such a shame, because a mother who might be anxious and very upset is not just anxious and upset for no reason. There is always a reason, even when mom is upset. And it could be cow's milk protein allergy, but it also could not be cow's milk protein allergy. So I think that's brilliant advice, Abbie. So I hope that you watching this feel inspired. If you want to leave any comments, please comment below. And you're more than welcome to join the community of other mothers who have babies with cow's milk protein allergy. And we really hope that this video has inspired you and helped you in some way. If it has, please comment below. So it's Nishti here, dietitian with mother of one, Rory, who's still sleeping, so we didn't get to see her. But thank you so much for sharing your story, Abbie. Do you have any final words? Or
I'm good.
You're doing so well. I've worked with you for a while now, and you're so confident now. I mean, you introduced eggs. So, well done. And it's just a matter of just keep going. So well done for that. Bye, everyone.